All right, guys. Big day ahead. We are on day 48 of building billion-dollar companies live. You guys are getting the behind the scenes. So for those of you who it's your first time tuning into the channel, my name's William Samasegi. I've been a tech CEO for the past 10 years. And on this stream, you're going to get to see the behind the scenes in the building of two phenomenal companies. One of those being MyWorker.ai, which is AI sales software that will help you. Let's say you're a business owner, a founder. It'll help do all that work to get your customers on calls. So freeing you up to go and scale your business. That's one of them. You've seen the behind the scenes. Yesterday, we had an action-packed stream with the behind the scenes of applying to A16Z speedrun. Now, the other business that we are building on stream is a company called SAS Mining. You know, many of you guys, I'm not sure if if you're in crypto, you've definitely heard of a company like Coinbase, for example. Well, just like how Coinbase made it easy for you to buy Bitcoin, SAS Mining, even better, SAS Mining makes it easy for you to mine Bitcoin. You don't need a PhD in power, make it super easy for you to get started. And for those of you who have tuned into the stream before and are returning, thank you very much. I want to tell you guys this. This is going to be an exciting stream. We've continued to level it up. Today is going to be different than many of our other streams because it's a little bit more organized. I know that we got a little bit of a late start, but a little more organized in terms of how we're going to approach the day. So to give you an idea, as always on every stream, before I even begin, make sure you subscribe, make sure you turn on notifications so you stay in the loop. Every stream we start off with the news. So that is what we're going to kick off. We got some news segments here, the news that matters for you. Then after that, we've got a couple of calls, but we have some actual segments today planned out, some work segments. We're going to be on the clock. I liked having the pressure yesterday. The pressure helps. Pressure makes diamonds. And today we are going to make diamonds out of our YouTube channel for MyWorker AI. So that is what we're doing today. We are planning out the channel architecture. You see OpenAI and these other large tech companies, how they approach their YouTube. Gave it a quick scan, did a little bit of prep and groundwork for you guys. So you guys are just coming in and getting the most important nuggets of gold and takeaway for you as you're building your companies. But today, you're going to get to see us go from virtually zero to hero in terms of planning it all out and really answering that question of how are we going to differentiate? How are we going to get people to hear about MyWorker? And how are we going to convert the people who come to the channel into subscribers and to customers? That all comes into the channel architecture. We actually did that with this channel, which is still fairly new. So the stats are all trending in the right direction, and we are going to do it again, once again, for MyWorker AI. So that is what one of the big content blocks is. Are we going to be able to do it? How long is it going to take? What is going to be included in the channel architecture? How are we going to convert these customers that come into the channel? And how are we going to make this a repeatable funnel that constantly, a repeatable machine that is going to push out content and then convert that into videos that convert for new customers? So that is the game plan for the day. We are actually just right off the bat on the clock because we got a call in 15 minutes. I'm not even going to put that up there because I don't think we have time, but we got to dive right into this news, guys. We are diving straight into the news. I have the news further up. Here we go. So guys, news flash. Paid raises $21 million for results-based billing agent monetization. So what's the hook here? You only pay when agents produce. Paid just raised $21 million to bury flat SaaS fees. So what happened? AI agent monetization startup Paid. They didn't pay us for this promo that we're giving, but we'll cover it anyway because it's the news that was pulled up. Founded by Manny Medina, ex-Outreach. Outreach, by the way, not nearly as good as MyWorker AI. Let's just put that. All right, I got to get into the news. They closed a $21.6 million seed round. Its product enables agent makers to charge clients not by seats, but by outcome and margin saved. The model flips classic SaaS billing. So, guys, they're going more leveraging agents for outcome based billing. So, why does this matter if you're a founder, if you're a business owner? Well, your cost of agents doing work, calls, emails, research, is usage heavy. So, a pure subscription model means you absorb variable costs. Paying per results aligns incentives, reduces risks, and unlocks deals with performance averse buyers. Guys, this is when we look back at, well, actually, take SAS Mining for an example. So at SAS Mining, one of the big things that we did that was a first in the industry that some others have come and started to try and emulate, or some may say copy, is this alignment of incentives in how they approach how you work with customers, basically. So the old model in Bitcoin mining was, hey, you have machines and then you've got your hosting fee, which is like your cost to run the machines. And what a lot of hosting companies would do when they would work with the Bitcoin miners who give them the hardware is they would look and say, hey, our costs are 7 cents all in to run these machines. We're going to charge like 10 cents. And they charge that markup, and that's how they make their money. Well, the way that we approached it at SAS Mining was we said, hey, let's try and align the incentives. So we only make money when the machines are online and we're paid and make our take in the performance of those machines doing well. And by aligning incentives, we have some of the highest uptime in the entire industry, higher than, you'll see a lot of publicly traded miners with like far lower uptime than what customers get at SAS Mining. And we had this big motivation to build better software, build a better process because the incentives were aligned. Whereas in a traditional hosting situation, you've got a markup, and in a weird way, it's almost a disalignment of incentives because if you have 100% uptime, then that's going to cost you more on the hosting side. So that's just one example, but I think that what's really interesting here is that when you look at agents and agents doing work and the ability for this more dynamic billing, it gives you the ability as a provider to align your incentives in a way that you couldn't before. It's actually something that like we just on stream the other day messaged Stripe. We still haven't had the call yet, but we gotta check out their dynamic billing because maybe it's related to this. So it'll be interesting to see how the space evolves. Okay, so AI's take. Expect at least 3 agent platforms to add performance billing tier as a toggle. Yes, those that don't will suffer in enterprise trials. So basically, AI is predicting that you're going to see this happen. You're going to see dynamic billing become as seamless as hitting a toggle. Okay, so moves for founders. Estimate your cost per outcome for your product and model a performance tier. This could be very interesting. If you can nail this, there might be opportunity to convert customers that maybe wouldn't have bought your stuff or maybe wouldn't have converted previously. All right. Ooh, another interesting idea that they recommend for founders of SaaS companies. Give your option to add a toggle in your billing UI, subscription versus pay per result. Who knows if that's going to end up catching on, but that is an interesting idea. And then in new proposals, offer an outcome trial for a small cohort to test trust and price elasticity. It makes sense. It's worth potentially testing these dynamic outcome-based pricing models. All right. Next piece of news. Venture firm Touring Capital experiments with AI deal sourcing, mixed results. Okay, let's see. What's going on here? So VC uses AI. Touring Capital's deal bot Helped, but caused tension. Helped, but caused tension. So what happened? Torrent Capital integrated an AI tool, R2D2, to surface Series B ready startups. The tool ranks deals, sends weekly digests, but internal debate emerged. Automation versus losing human insight. They only deployed AI in cold outreach when no partner had a connection. So they're playing around with it. They're playing around with it with R2D2. Even if VCs struggle balancing data, founders need to design their funnels assuming automated scrutiny. Your traction, metrics, narrative must stand under algorithmic filters. So this is why they're saying it matters. If you have a bot looking through it, you got to make sure it stands up to scrutiny under these algorithmic filters. All right, AI's take. Expect more firms to adopt hybrid deal models. AI sources names, humans vet, and partners compete to reach out. Founders will respond by optimizing first look equity metrics that AI models weight heavily. Okay, this makes sense. So basically, founders can think through the metrics that the bots are going to be looking for, and you're going to see a variety of these hybrid models that VCs will use with AI. Okay, so founder move recommendations. What does it have to say here? Run a data health audit. Make sure your dashboards have clean, normalized metrics, growth curves, customer acquisition costs, churn. So just know your metrics. Add a deal pitch feed. Export a CSV of key metrics and narrative for investor bots to scan. I think at the end of the day, it's kind of just saying, kind of have your stuff in order as a founder, and that'll be good for both, in my view. All right. Inbound decks surface 3 AI-friendly metrics: year-over-year growth, 30-day retention, unit economics near the top. All right, guys. I think the big takeaway, it's given additional founder moves, but these are founder moves in general. As long as you know your metrics, that's going to be very advantageous for you. That will help. All right, guys. We finished 2 pieces of news. We've got 3 more to go. We've got 7 minutes before the call. So let's go. Let's launch into this Waymo news. We're probably not going to finish all of these, but we'll get through this Waymo news for sure. Maybe we'll hop into the next one. Waymo launches Waymo for Business, self-driving taxi service for enterprises. All right. Autonomous taxis for your teams. Waymo for Business rolls out. Okay, what happened here? Waymo unveiled Waymo for Business, enabling companies to integrate self-driving rides into employee travel apps, expense systems, and workflows. They already operate over 1 million autonomous rides a month in several US cities. I don't know about you guys, but I love seeing the Waymos driving around. And I do like how Waymos are way better drivers than Teslas. I have a Tesla. The thing, I am terrified if I try and turn on self-driving in that thing. But with a Waymo, you feel very secure and safe. Like you know what to expect. Like a driver you can trust, who's got their eyes open at all times. Before I move on to why this Waymo news matters, I just realized that I did not have the multi-stream chat open. So if you guys are in the chat and you are there, let me know. Toss something in the chat and I will engage. Okay, so why does this Waymo news matter? So Waymo unveiled Waymo for Business. The battery, compute, and AI stacks, all underpinning autonomy, are shared infrastructure. Founders building AI for logistics, travel, fleet, or urban apps should track this as a scale partner or infrastructure risk. That is very interesting. That's an interesting take here. The AI also believes we'll see third-party bots, for example, Waymo APIs, emerge. Founders building route delay billing or parking logic should prepare to integrate Waymo's API or compete. Okay, I was not even thinking about a Waymo API. So this is news to me. I didn't even think about that. That was the AI's take in the next 6 to 12 months. All right. Founder moves. Flag modules, routing, billing, dispatch in your stack that could integrate with autonomous APIs. Run a Waymo aware feature brainstorm. If fleet is autonomous tomorrow, what code do I rip out? Okay, and monitor local, regional autonomy pilot builds. Citing yourself near Waymo zones gives early access. All right, guys, this obviously is not applicable to all founders, but if you are dealing, this news gets very niche if you are dealing with one of these things that are directly tied to Waymo and Waymo's what Waymo's doing here. We're going to move on from the Waymo news. Got 3 minutes. We're going to see if we can go speed through this. Germany's Helsing unveils Europa autonomous combat drone. Autonomous drones hit the skies. Helsing's Europa debuts. Okay, what happened here? I'm still not 100% sure. German defense startup Helsing revealed the CA1 Europa, a V-tailored AI combat drone capable of autonomous missions and swarming with crewed aircraft. First flights targeted for 2027. To be honest, guys, these drones kind of terrify me. I personally am not a huge fan of AI drones. Okay, I can 100% see the efficacy and why, if you're, in defense or you're in something related to geopolitics, why you'd want something like this. But I feel like this is where you get into a slippery slope. This can go off the rails real quick. But anyway, why it matters. AI plus autonomy isn't just consumer. Defense is forcing efficiency. Spin-offs, dual use tech, regulation, sensor fusion advances will trickle into civil AI robotics mapping. All right, so AI's take. In the next 3 to 5 years, let's see a 3 to 5 year prediction from AI. Expect commercial drone stacks to adopt tactics from fighter AI, swarming, formation, adaptive routing. Founders in logistics or robotics should watch defense R&D for map or data breakthroughs. Guys, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I feel like this is a fucking disaster if you start having drones that have these advanced AI stacks for swarming, formation, and adaptive routing. Am I the only one that believes this? Guys, this seems like if anyone gets control of this type of technology and is using this just goes. I think that this is a problem. That's my view. People in defense are probably going to hate on that view, but guys, just think about that. Think about that for 1 second. What would happen if you had a bunch of government? Just picture it in the hands of a government you don't like, or a military that you're going up against. Do you want a military you're going up against having advanced AI drones that can do swarming, formation, and adaptive routing? You probably don't want something like that in the hands of enemies, Anyway, founder moves. I guess we always give founder moves at this point if you're in this industry. So if you're in this industry, consider these things. With that said, I think that we are just at time. We're going to go and jump into this meeting. I'm going to mute their mic, so you're only going to be able to hear me. I actually forget what this meeting's for, but we're going to jump in here. Hey, Sam. How's it going? Good, man. Sorry, just getting my screen situated. As a heads up, you're completely muted and not on screen. So only my thing is, but I'm on stream right now and I just didn't want to end the stream. Is that okay? They can only hear and see me. They can't hear or see you or anything like that. Okay. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll also mute myself so we're both muted. And so they can't hear or see anything. All right, going on to the final piece of news. He's almost still in stealth, so can't share. Not fully in stealth, but it's like he hasn't. I don't think he's done much marketing or anything yet. Um, so yeah, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. All right, last piece of news. Anything, a pretty good name to get. Anything raises 11 million for no-code AI app builder. All right, so what's the hook here? Build apps without writing code. Anything raises 11 million to make it happen. It's such an interesting name, Anything. All right. Startup Anything raised $11 million in their Series A at a $100 million valuation. Okay. So its tool lets non-coders build mobile web apps via natural language prompts, including backend, auth, and payments. Guys, so many of these no-code tools and apps are getting funding right now, is what it seems. They also announced Anything Max, an agent that tests your app, finds bugs, and ships fixes autonomously. That sounds pretty cool. So why does this matter? If your product relies on developers, this risks lowering the bar to entry for competitors, enabling non-technical founders. Okay, so very interesting. For your content business, it might also accelerate plugin or micro app fits. All right, AI's, let's hear AI's take on this. So AI believes we'll see a wave of AI products as a service. AI product as a service. That's kind of what these no code tools are. It's almost like AI product as a service. Leveraging no code and agent loops. The differentiator becomes data, vertical workflows, integrations. Okay, so not UI. Data, vertical workflows, and integrations. If you're a founder, that seems to be your mode. Predicting this by as early as Q1 2026 when you start seeing AI product as a service. So what are some moves for you as a founder? So prototype a no-code mini offering inside your domain. Interesting. Sales, onboarding, lead gen. Map vertical constraints where no code fails. Custom logic, integrations. That's your mode. That's actually a very interesting idea. I hadn't thought of that. Map your vertical constraints where no code fails. Okay. And then monitor pricing. If anything, that's the name of the company, if anything introduces outcome billing, consider matching. Okay. So guys, we finished that news. We are moving on to the next part of the stream. This is the part we've been waiting for, honestly. I feel like this stream could have been more action packed. I'm sorry that we had to break it up with that call where I was just on mute, but here we go. All right. So this is, I'm going to pull up MyWorker's YouTube channel because I need to give you guys the background here. All right. This is where we're starting from. Building MyWorker AI's YouTube channel. We built this in 3.5 hours. So this is not professional. This is not good. This needs a lot of work. Okay. this is not good. So guys, today we're building the YouTube channel for MyWorker AI. The goal is to turn this into a content machine that compounds, but built to win for B2B SaaS, for acquiring customers. So we're going to break this up into segments. We're going to put time constraints on because we need to stay focused as we're doing this. So we got the countdown timer, got the clock. We are going to set this countdown timer. We're going to set this block number 1. Just so you guys can see what we're looking at here. We have this planned out. Here's the work block. So we're benchmarking, going to see how we compare to the other leaders. OpenAI, Anthropic, Stripe, HubSpot. How are they doing their YouTube? We're going to analyze their playlist structure, their thumbnails, their tone, upload cadence, and then, yeah, I honestly think we just dive right into this. I'm going to say we are live on stream, we're live on stream diving into this segment. Whoops. I'm going to restart this prompt. I gotta get this on. Sorry. Just reformatting the screen here. All right, we are live on stream. We're diving into this work block here. Let's flush this out and get the best segment of all time. Work block number 1. We're starting with benchmarking with the giants. Then we are moving on into actually designing our blueprint for MyWorker AI's channel, deciding on the pillars, the playlists. So if a new prospect lands on our channel, what's their binge path that's going to get them to buy? And then we're going to operationalize this. So how do we systematize this? So in every segment or live that we do in the future, when we're trying to get content from MyWorker, how do we turn it into a clip machine? Okay, so that is the idea. We are going to begin. 25 minutes has begun. So to start, step number 1, let's look at the competitors. We're going to look at I like the timer. It keeps us moving here. Okay. So OpenAI's channel. So OpenAI starts with introducing GPT-5.
It is about people for advice.
I remember watching this live
and much
actually.
more.
So that's their main video. They actually live streamed that. Interesting. So they're posting 3. Okay, so they posted 3 videos yesterday, and then 1 today. And then before, I mean, they're doing a pretty high cadence. They're doing almost a video a day, it looks like. Is that right? Okay, they've been upping their cadence recently. Yeah, because 2 months ago they did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9. Okay, 9. But it looks like they're upping their cadence. You know, realistically, I think that we could do a video. We could do a video a day cadence, I believe. I have an idea. I have a vision for how, and I'll explain it later. But here's the big key. Oh wait, so they've got 352 videos. On their shorts, it looks like they're doing, or actually, yeah, day in the life, say hello to, let's watch some of these.
5 ChatGPT hacks that make life.
Okay, hacks.
I mean, I'll probably get, yelled at by
Podcast.
someone.
Got it. Let's dive deep into that inner fire. This gym session is more.
Yeah, this video is a little bit better here.
How did OpenAI?
Guys, here's the interesting thing. This YouTube channel, it's OpenAI. This is who you think of as like the mega company in the space, and their YouTube has some glaring holes actually. I mean, granted, they're doing very well, so I mean, like, who am I to talk? But I mean, even just the beginning here, the hook, just look at how long. See, like by this point, people scroll away. Just that amount of time, they're not hooking right away on some of these.
Hi, my name is Christina and I work on search. Your search experience in ChatGPT might feel a little bit different than how you used to search.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So I think it looks like from a content pillar perspective, they're doing like how to use ChatGPT and what GPT hacks and things like that. They're doing that in the shorts. They're putting out about 1 video a day, and I'm going to screenshot their playlist structure. Okay, they've got with ChatGPT, introducing GPT-5. They've got their podcast, introducing Codex, introducing 4.0. Okay. In reality, I think that this is good, but I feel like from a hooking of the playlist sections, like I'm almost thinking about this as like a buyer, you know? Like I don't know what with ChatGPT means here. OpenAI build hours. I'm guessing, I don't know, but this is like them building with OpenAI, like using the tool, I'm guessing. I'm thinking like from a user journey, we could actually, we could up the game here. Like just have it very clear, like we're trying to convert, but let people know instantly what these things are about and like want to click in. Community creation, OpenAI 01. All right, I think we've learned a good amount from OpenAI here. Now let's go to, what was the other one? HubSpot. Okay, HubSpot has 162.
Smart Insights proactively analyze
4 days, 6 days, 7 days. AI powered speed. Okay, so HubSpot looks like they have the Spotlight series. Okay, HubSpot's doing almost like a video a day on average. Let's see one of these. See these videos.
All right. Good afternoon, inbounds, and welcome to Inside Service Hub. It unifies your team. What you wanted was better line of sight into campaigns.
Okay, that's basically like a product demo.
Smart Insights proactively analyzes your CRM data and identifies what's important, what's changed, and what to do next. Leave manual report digging behind.
See, like, I think that this is cool, but okay, look at this, guys. Guys, look at this. Our videos get more views than these. This is, okay, HubSpot is an example of what not to do. HubSpot's getting like 223 views. And they have how many subscribers? They've got 162,000 subscribers. How many of these subscribers are real? Come on, let's be real. That's crazy. 300, just to put this into perspective, 936, 892, 670. Those videos have more than HubSpot, and HubSpot has like 1,000 times more subscribers. So, okay, HubSpot, we're not even going to like look at what they're doing because it's clearly not, we don't want to, we would only look at what not to do with HubSpot, to be honest. This is why we're going to disrupt HubSpot, by the way. I mean, HubSpot, not really. They're an integration integrated with our product. But all right, 275K subscribers, 119.
Never been a worse time. Problem. There's never been a worse time. Problem. There's never been a worse time. Problem. There's never been a worse time.
Okay, this is much better than HubSpot's.
There's never been a worse time.
I actually watch the Anthropic podcast sometimes. Whenever they pop up 5 times, I watch some of these.
There's never been a better time. A better time to have a problem.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, they're getting some serious views. Okay, guys, Anthropic actually laid it out so well. This is what I love. This is what we're actually about to do with our channel. They lay out like, okay, you can lay out the playlist here and title it and choose the videos that they want in there. And then, yes, we can go into videos and see the recent. See, look, so 2 hours to, wow, so they're publishing a lot of videos. Or what, that was 2 days ago. Okay, so they don't have like a set schedule, but they, yeah, 123,000. All right, let's see what they, I mean, they just published these 2 hours ago. These are, honestly, they're doing really well.
Hi, I'm Alex. I lead Cloud Relations here at Anthropic. Today we're talking about design for Cloud Code, and I'm joined by my colleague Megan.
Hi, my name is Megan.
23K after 2 days is like
Megan,
very...
I want to start with the very unique form factor that Cloud Code has. So we built this coding product, and it lives within a terminal. Can you tell me how we even got to that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I actually think that we can learn a lot from how they did. Let's see what types of shorts that they make.
Normally, building a web app would take weeks of coding. With Cloud Code, I can delegate the execution.
My name is Maggie, and there's that saying, born too late to explore the Earth, born too soon to explore outer space.
What the world wants to see more of is the perspective of the artist. What I try to do is make something that...
It's funny, like, at squint value, Pokemon couldn't be more different. The AI world has talked so much.
How will artificial intelligence... People will put a lot of effort in. I think there's like this intersection that's a sweet spot for using agent, and that's like...
Okay. Let's see how they do their playlists. Fluency course, developers. Community product. Oh my gosh, has this been covered this whole time? All right. So here's what we are going to do. We started planning some of this stuff out. Take a screenshot of that. And then we started the YouTube analysis previously with OpenAI, and this is the architecture that we had. Okay, guys. So we still have 14 minutes to do some market research on how, basically we're trying to figure out how we're going to lay out our channel. Anthropics. Okay, so where are they hooking new viewers?
There's never been a worse time.
I think this, we're gonna have to come up with like our hero video.
There's never been a worse time. There's never been a worse time. There's never been a worse time. There's never been a worse time.
There's never been a better time. A better time to have a problem.
Okay, so Claude's is very short. I like this, just short, give an idea, especially because we're not known like OpenAI. So and then you can click into the video. So the binge path, this is the thing, the binge path, like how to get started, what are we putting on these rows? Claude does it for developers, research, AI fluency, and code with Claude. I think that we've got to come up with our approach. And what content types get the most reach and trust? See their most popular videos. A light refresh for Claude, research and a new Google Workspace integration, introducing Claude Code, tips for building AI agents. Okay, AI prompt engineering. Okay, so those are their biggest videos. Let's look at the biggest ones from OpenAI. Multi-agent hide and seek from 6 years ago. Introducing Sora, 2 GPT-4os interacting and singing. It's like a creative product demo. Math problems with GPT-4o. Introducing GPT-4. Say hello to GPT-4o. Okay, well, what I'm getting as a takeaway from this is on the video side, finding a way, like how can we flex what we do and product features, but in a fun, creative way. It's kind of what I'm thinking here. Now for shorts, let's see the most popular shorts.
Normally, building a web app would take weeks of coding. With Claude Code, I can delegate the execution. Today,
prompt engineering is trying to get the model to do things, trying to bring the most out of the model, trying to
As a PM, at the end of every day,
I guess, yeah. Here's the thing is they've got so many subscribers. You'd think that their shorts would be, I don't know. Let's see.
Hey, can you make a grocery list from the following items? Walnuts, orange juice.
Yeah, I think what I'm getting is just like find creative product demos.
Yeah, so now you can chat with ChatGPT over video and voice together in real time. You can ask for help.
Hey, Monday, how's it going? Can you,
Hi.
Okay. I think that makes sense. So what I'm going to do here, let's see. I think that I think we've done enough benchmarking initially to start. The final piece that I'll mention here is we're gonna do a little bit more brainstorming where I'll walk you through what we had previously generated ahead of the stream so you can kind of see what we have. So here's the architecture that we were thinking through. So you've seen OpenAI's, you've seen HubSpot's, and you've seen Anthropic's. I think that there are good things to learn from OpenAI's and Anthropic's. HubSpot, it's their channel. We don't have the resources to burn in the way that HubSpot does on that YouTube, because like we need this to convert and get customers, and we need to be efficient. So so at the end of the day, we're thinking through, why would someone follow, right? What's our subscriber promise? So 1 move a day to grow your pipeline. We give founders and GTM leaders vendor agnostic benchmarks, teardowns, and step-by-step plays they can copy the same day. I'm thinking that type of a subscriber promise could get people subscribing. It's like, why would someone subscribe to Anthropic? Why would someone? I mean, because they want to stay in the loop and they think that they're going to get something from following. And for us, it's not large language models, developer API. It's growing their pipeline. It's like following, staying in the loop. So with that said, if this is our subscriber promise for MyWorker's YouTube, what does the homepage layout begin to look like? And so I was thinking of like start here, like launch your first campaign, 10-minute path. The goal would just be convert quickly. We have like 3 videos in there. Then the sales system show. So this would be almost like a segment within MyWorker. I could easily record this every single day. And this is ideally going to be like a follow magnet, constantly covering, actionable tactics, quick proof artifacts, things that, a sales system, basically, daily sales news. And then here, AI sales briefly. So news, but actionable. So a weekly brief. Kind of related to this, honestly. This is my first time diving this deep through all these. I kind of just skimmed it before. The next one is customer wins and case studies. Next one is playbook, deliverability mastery, and then playbooks, ICP, and messaging lab. So this is kind of going to show why deliverability in email is key, and like talking about it, how we address it, how we improve it. It's like almost like a differentiator. And then the playbooks, it's like, okay, how to target, message, and reach your ideal customer profile and run that. So this is the 6 lines. If you look at Anthropic did a good job. So those rows that we just read through, those are like the rows here. If you look at Anthropic, the developer, research, playlist. So for each of those rows, we're going to be able to put like that. We wouldn't have like follow magnet or anything. But then, and then we choose the content pieces and blocks we want in that row, kind of like they did. I think that we can improve this, though. This is what I had brainstormed before I'd looked at Anthropics and some of these others in more depth. I had shown screenshots to GPT, but we didn't. Yeah, I think we can improve this. And then this is talking about the metrics we want to hit. To be honest, by looking at these channels and total views, I could be wrong, but my guess is that either they lost interest from some subscribers or they're paying for. Actually, I don't know. HubSpot's definitely paying. There's no way that they have 162,000 subs. And they're getting like 400 views of video. That makes 0 sense. Okay. So this is like our playlist routing modules. So the quick start, the daily moves, the signal, the proof, deliverability playbook, messaging, buyer Q&A, and boardroom answer. So buyer's guide playlist. So this is another playlist, the buyer's guide. So they're recommending. I actually really think that this could be big for us, figuring that piece out. Okay. Here we go. We've got 2.5 minutes. In the next piece, we are going to finalize the blueprint. All right, guys, to walk you through where we're at today before we make the updates, the CTA routing, we have the news, the daily moves, the signals to get ideally subscribes and saves. Then we have the start here, playlist, playbook, get people on, and then the proof and buyer's guide leading to booking a working session. So that's our call to action routing, packaging rules. And this is almost for like titles and thumbnails. Outcome in time, feature, 2 meetings in 48 hours, review queue. We fix spam folders with 1 warm-up rule, the only metric that matters. Thumbnails, descriptions. Okay, so this is how we're packaging. This is actually super important. We're probably gonna have to play around with that because that is what's going to get the higher click-through rate and help us grow. Okay, publishing cadence, 4 videos, YouTube videos a week, and then 2 to 3 YouTube shorts a day. This is a pretty aggressive cadence, so we really need to know what we're doing once we dive in there. Analytics OS. Yeah, I mean, this makes sense. We know, these are the numbers we know we need to go for. 5 to 6%, 65% retention after first 30 seconds. Version. All right. All right, guys. We finished that first part in time. And it actually worked out because caught you guys up to where we are at. Now, just as a heads up, this next piece is the blueprinting guide. This is where we finalize our channel architecture. You guys are caught up to speed now on our channel architecture. Now we've got to finalize it. If a new prospect lands on our channel, what is their binge path to go in and sell themselves on MyWorker AI? And also for those of you guys who are just joining, as a quick refresh, my name is William Samasegi. Shout out to Stefan in the chat. I've been a tech entrepreneur for 10 years, and right now we are building, under the pressure of time, we are building MyWorker AI's YouTube channel, okay? We've been doing our own, and now we need to turn, how do we go from a channel that I had originally built in 3.5 hours, which is definitely not a conversion machine. How do we go from that? I'm going to show you just so you see where our starting point is. How do we go from this to a conversion machine that is going to get people signing up for MyWorker AI? That is what we're going to do. And for our blueprint, we're going to put 25 minutes, guys. This is going to be crazy. I'm starting it now. We've got 25 minutes to take this channel and architect everything to make sure that it's a conversion mechanism machine, okay? So where to begin? This is the idea around the different types of videos that we can have in the different playlists. I think that we need to finalize the playlists and then come up with the launch slate videos. So here's what we're going to do. we've got the content pillars that GPT brainstormed with us before. I think that here's what we're going to do. All right, so we took a step back and looked at some of the biggest YouTube competitors of some of the biggest companies like OpenAI and Anthropic. And then also just with our understanding of YouTube, I think that we've learned quite a bit in terms of what we could potentially do to make the most out of MyWorker's channel and turn it into a huge content converting asset machine. With that said, I wanted to list out some of the things we've learned that could be useful as we approach and decide on what our final playlist architecture could be. So I like what we have so far. The things that came to mind from looking through the other channels is a pillar around education, how-to type of videos or playbooks, which I think we covered to a certain extent, but I'm just brain dumping everything. Another thing that I think they don't do that is an opportunity for us and that we can create great content around is founder clips or, raw takes, raw thoughts. I think that one of the big things that could help us stand out is really just that build in public that gets shown on MyWorker and having us talk about, like hearing from the team, talk about what makes us different, what makes basically just raw founder clips section. We can cover all types of different things in that. Another thing that we cover to a certain extent that I think could be very powerful are things around case studies and interviews. Both of these others have their own podcasts and they're doing interviews. So I think that a podcast on our own channel could be very powerful and, case studies. So basically like those could be bucketed in as like customer wins. Then another segment that I don't know if we want to end up publishing, but it could be like if we have a working session of us actually doing something for MyWorker from the other stream, maybe some type of live snippets or stream clips that could be put into a playlist. But those related to like building, like raw sessions. And then another content pillar could be something related to, tear downs, breaking down campaigns, something that is like a working session. And then the other one that both of the other companies did that seem to be some of their really high performing videos are product demos, but doing the product demos in a creative way rather than just a boring click through product demo, like getting creative with it, which I believe we can do. But I think product demos, like something like watch this agent sell in 90 seconds, just something captures your attention. So all of that to say, finding the best way to architect everything, I wanted to lay out all these additional thoughts that we learned from just doing our own more manual research. But with all of this said, what we're trying to do here. Let's come up with, or if you could just below lay out if you were starting fresh based on everything we'd learned previously and that you laid out, as well as a little bit of the nuggets that you got from this prompt, what would be the best way that we could lay out the channel, like the blueprint for MyWorker's channel? Okay, guys, that was a long, rambly prompt, I will say. But that's okay. Guys, did my screen just go black? Stefan, are you there? I don't know if my screen just went black on stream. Yeah, it looks like my screen just went black. That is so odd. All right, guys. This is the first time something like this has happened. Let's see if... Okay. Here's what we will do. Looks like my screen just went black on one of them. So we are going to have to roll with the punches here. And put up another screen. It's not that one. That's so odd how this screen isn't loading. Okay. Here's what we'll do. We're going to make this work. Put that. Okay. We got different things up now. Oh my gosh. Okay. So here's what we got, guys. Here's what we got. So it looks like this is the blueprint channel layout. Say, all right, it looks like it combined a lot of different pieces. So could we just kick off a fresh one that highlights exactly what the final blueprint that we're talking about here actually is? Okay. Okay, this is much better. we're running out of time. Next Level Gamers, how's it going? Next Level Gamers. It's a company called MyWorker.ai. Trying to build the YouTube channel for MyWorker AI. So it's an AI sales team as a service to help you grow your business. So here's our subscriber promise. Going to have a start, launch here, product demos, playbooks, another playbooks, case studies, and signals, moves, weekly AI sales brief. Okay. So playlist definitions, purpose, format, success metrics, convert newcomers, creative product demos, unblock adoption, deliverability mastery. Okay, so it actually gave us some different videos we can have in each. Yes, Next Level Gamers. Great question. It is, think of AI automation on steroids. So it's basically, you can put in any URL. This is why we need the channel, because you'd be able to learn all of this just from going to the YouTube channel. So if you came in fresh, just from your website alone, it will learn everything about your business, and it'll learn everything that a top-level sales team would learn about your business. You know, what makes you different, how you guys make money, how the product works, pricing, all of that. Then it'll create target customer profiles, like who you want to reach out to, who are your customers. And then it will build target lists of all of these ideal customers for your business. It'll research them, do the outreach, and also set up all the emails and everything to help you get your customers on calls. So that is what it does. But we need to communicate that value simply and easily in the YouTube channel. So that is what we're trying to do here. Playlist definitions, purpose, format, success metrics. Okay, this is way better. Guys, this channel is going to be great. We've got our quick start, creative demos, creative demo breakdowns, playbooks, proof and use cases, signal briefs, buyer's guide, and raw founder takes. And then the packaging and CTA rules, click-through rates, hook, demo. Next Level Gomez, or next, I was almost say Gomez. Next Level Gamers. I love it, dude. Guys, we attract such amazing viewers. First time on the channel, make sure you subscribe, Next Level Gamers. But guys, people like Next Level Gamers, he saw instantly we were on the comic browser. Many people wouldn't pick this up. He saw instantly that we were on the comic browser. Let's go. All right, the thumbnail demo, big primer proof. All right, here we go. I think that this is a great high level, great cadence, 4 long videos a day, 10 to 15 shorts a week. It's going to grow the channel very quickly. Analytics, yeah, we know our targets, and then 30-day plan, and then roles. Okay. Guys, just like that, I think that we, ahead of schedule, have agreed on this plan. So what I'm going to do here, because we're going to take it further, how do we go from all of this to building out the segments that we're going to record on live streams so we can create this content? I'm going to ask. Yes, we are on the Comet browser. Okay, so all right, this final blueprint seems amazing. So at this point, we really need to think, how are we going to operationalize this, right? How are we going to plan it out so we know the exact segments and videos and everything that is going to be recorded to fill out all the content on all of these areas? That is pretty much where we're at. How are we going to stay organized and do all of this? That said, we've got a great cadence so far with getting things edited through, but we're going to have to just figure out how we are going to manage it basically, because all of these are going to be pulled directly from live streams. So we really got to know, okay, when we record this segment, it's for this video, and that video is going to be optimized for, like, you know, for YouTube and then put in this playlist. So it's like we got to know the purpose and all these things with it as we're recording. So with all that in mind, you know, how do you think we should best organize it? And, you know, what work do we need to do to get everything operationalized and going in the best way possible? All right, we are on the clock, guys. We are on the clock. So once this is ready, I'm not sure if you guys can see the vision, but this is going to be amazing. This is going to be amazing. It's going to, I think, truly level up the capabilities of the organization. Thank you. Next Level Gamers, subscribed. We appreciate that. And I like that you like the thumbnail and clicked. We create these thumbnails using Sora. AI generated thumbnails. All right, so, okay, YouTube operations, final blueprint, predictable stream to studio pipeline. This week's shoots, backlog where status scheduled and ending. Okay. Keeps, okay, it's because it's still generating. It keeps like, so guys, just like how we're streaming every day we're gonna live stream, keep a part of the stream to build or go through or do one of these videos. And then that video will be created and uploaded to the channel. One thing that I did find entertaining while we're waiting for this to finish generating, we posted one short on MyWorker's YouTube. And this one short has 35,000 views. It just blew up. It was just crazy because we've been putting so much energy and effort, and I just randomly had this idea and sent it to the editor, and he created this video, and it's gotten 35,000 views. That's almost as many views as we got in like a month. Not quite, but almost as many views as we got in a month on our other channel, and this short just cranks it. Guys, look at this. Look at this kid. All right, next level gamers. Thank you for tuning in. All right, just finished generating. All right, so by the way, which country? We're out here in the US, the US of A. Stream agenda. Okay, buyer's guide. Okay. I feel like this is overcomplicating it. I think that we need to simplify this. Here's what I think we're going to do. I'm going to say, actually, before systematizing all of these things, let's take a step back and think through the exact videos that we will need to create and just come up with like the titles and what the content of that video is going to be. And like, let's just come up with those things to start for all of the different areas of the playlist. Focused on, you know, our overall goal, but just begin breaking that down. And then that way we can just design the segments that will cover what will need to be covered in those videos. What do you think of that approach? Before we start talking about, because the editing and everything, that gets taken care of on its own afterwards. We just need to make sure that those content segments, we have those being recorded and we're capturing the content. Because right before we record, we can just have a hook, storyline, and everything generated for that video. But we just need to know the videos that are going to go in each playlist that we're going to create. Okay, guys, I know it seems like we're all over the place, but we're actually going to be able to get this done, I think, pretty clearly. Look at this. See, exact videos per playlist, figure out the titles and what the segment needs to cover, and the editing will take care of itself. So yeah, connect and warm up domains, build your ICP, review queue to first send, creative product demos. Okay. All right, guys. We barely did not finish this whole thing in the time. We finished the first piece and then we set too ambitious of a goal to finish the rest, and well, there just wasn't enough time with ChatGPT generating, unfortunately. You can't win them all. Can't win them all. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. I need to take a 5-minute break. Okay? Clear the mind. Sometimes that is all that's needed. We took that L. It was not ideal. I'll be back in 5 minutes and I will be ready to rock and roll. All right. Guys, this is the final segment. The final segment of the stream. All right, so you might be wondering, what does he have in store? What does he have in store for the final segment? The final segment is going to be us coming up with the channel architecture, playlists, and everything within MyWorker's channel. So, yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to do this right now. Going to set it up where we've got the Google Drive set up, the channel architecture set up, and the initial videos ready within that. This, I'm going to give us 20 minutes, actually 25. Guys, before we dive in here, I want to just let you know that this is the final challenge of the day. Are we going to be able to finish the rest of the MyWorker AI planning, ousting the biggest YouTube channels from Anthropic and OpenAI? Are we going to be able to create a better, higher converting channel in this last 25 minutes? Okay? Because, guys, starting tomorrow, at that point, this is going into action. There's no more waiting around. We take action at MyWorker. We're going to take action for you when you join as a customer. And so at this point, I'm about to start the timer, and then it is all on the line. In 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so to get started right off the bat, we need to get these items going, because it looks like we've got the buyer guide, the calendar guide, the case studies, playbooks, the demos, and the start here. So these are the names of the videos. Build your ICP and voice, review queue, reaction to meeting in 60 seconds, playbooks, and deliverability mastery. Okay. We got to get our focus glasses on. All right. Case studies and customer wins. Weekly news. Okay. For each stream, pick 2 to 4 items from the list above. For each, prepare 1 hook and open proof artifact. All right, so it's saying based on those titles and areas above, it wants us to give a heads up on the stream ahead of time. Okay. Editors route by playlist. Attach the single CTA and cut 2 to 5 shorts where obvious. Okay, I think that that's a great idea. Now the big question becomes how we want to do this in the channel. So let's switch over to the MyWorker account. And then YouTube Studio, content. Oh, we never even posted this. We never post this? Okay, whatever. Ideas for your next video. The future of hunting. Okay, this is actually very interesting that it gives this. Okay, sorry, I feel like I'm not working fast enough here. All right, so let's really begin to flush out the different areas that we are creating the videos for. In particular, let's begin just brainstorming different ideas that we can have for each of these channels and what would be most effective. Because I think that right now we've got a solid start, but we could make these sections so much more powerful, right? Right now it feels too corporate-y, and we still need them to know. Like the playlist can almost be titled in a way, or we can approach things where people still know what they're getting, but we want it to be optimized where like it's understandable, but it's gonna go viral, like has growth potential. Does that make sense, or am I talking out of turn? Do you think there's a better way to do it? That might not be the best approach. I'm genuinely curious what you think we should do. Please let me know if you think we should keep it the way that we have it, or if we should be doing anything different. I'm okay with following this game plan as stated, if you think that's the best idea. Excuse me. Okay, and just so I don't burn time here, I'm going to start getting our other stuff ready. Get the Google Drive. Okay. All right, the instinct is right. The architecture is strong, but the labels feel corporate. We keep the same funnel, but reskin it with punch drill, viral native names, and write videos to tension-proof utility. Yes. Okay. Start here, launch in 10 minutes, get a meeting in 10. Create product demos. Creative product demos, agents in the wild, deliverability mastery, to inbox rehab, ICP messaging surgery, case studies and customer wins, receipts, signals, moves, buyer's guide, founder raw, working sessions. Okay. And each one move to make now. Pointer to the right playbook tab, green light kit closing. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I think we're actually going to be able to get this done. All right, this is amazing. Now, just so we have a single source of truth within our Google Drive for the MyWorker channel, we want to lay out everything in a simple Google Doc that our editors or whoever can go and visit, and we can go and visit. I'll take a quick look, before each stream and plan out a segment for the video with GPT, but this single Google Doc will be like the source of truth for the different, not just channel architecture, but the different types of content or videos that we're trying to make and everything else that we need. So do this in the way that you think would be best. And I think we'll be all set. So guys, at the beginning of this 25-minute timer, I thought we were burning a little too much time. Then we got our glasses on. And once the glasses came on, we were revitalized with a number of new ideas. And these new ideas, I think, are going to make all the difference. Okay. So here's the MyWorker YouTube single source of truth. Okay. We're going to call this the brainstorm doc. And then, I think that we just should build these playlists. So we have a getting started with MyWorker. I think we need another one. How did I make this? Public content channel. I want to make another playlist. The customization. Here we go. Add section. Single playlist. Getting started with MyWorker. Yeah, this should be at the top. There we go. Then for you, then videos. Okay. right, we're publishing that. All right, this is going to look so much better. Yeah, because this is all out of order. So now, there we go. There we go. Okay, this is looking much better. As soon as someone's on the page now, getting started with MyWorker. Step-by-step guide on how to use MyWorker. Perfect. This is what we wanted. Guys, welcome. How to launch campaign, campaign details, campaign step 2, campaign step 3. Okay. You know, I would not even, I'm just going to remove this section. I just need the getting started. Bench for you. Okay. I think this is better. Oh, guys, I just realized I had this on the wrong. I was doing all this stuff on the other screen here. My bad. So this is the updated. Getting started. There we go. Now we've got the single source of truth. So put the subscriber promise there. I think we need like a welcome video at the top. We're going to edit the channel too. YouTube Studio. All right, honestly, I think that this is looking much better. We made a lot of good moves, good wins on this. So now we know exactly what needs to be done here. ICP. Paste in here. mission and subscriber promise. Homepage rows. Concrete video menus for each playlist. Capture checklist. Packaging rules. All right. So we're going to plan out the first segment for tomorrow. Amazing. This looks great. We've copied and pasted this into our Google Drive. Now, what do you think would be the best segment for us to tackle first tomorrow? I'm thinking that we want to, of course, get the hero video that's going to be at the very front of the YouTube page completed. So getting something like that that includes the mission, subscriber promise, but then also other things as well. You know, there's a lot of content and videos we need to capture. So let's plan out the exact segment or segments that we are going to record tomorrow so we can begin planning the videos out with the hooks and everything else. Okay, guys, we're in the final 5 minutes. I think that we've got the source of truth. We've got the updated channel that looks way better, so people actually know how to get started, step-by-step guide on how to use MyWorker. So we already have the how to use section. Now, things like this, 1 move a day to grow your pipeline. I like this. Ooh, yeah, this is good. Give me 90 seconds and I'll show you how we get from 0 to a booked meeting. Okay, that's going to require some editing, but we're going to be able to do it. All right, segment 1. All right, segment 2. Get a meeting in 10. Okay, problem, outcome. Okay. Segment 3, agent in the wild. How it worked. Prompts, guardrails, metrics. Timers on. This inbox is cold. We'll show a live reply and a booked meeting in 90 seconds. Okay. We fixed spam with 1 warm-up rule. Open all proof assets. Okay. Hero trailer. Start video. Homepage magnet demo. All right. So these will be the segments tomorrow that we will record. All right. Sounds great. Could you give the exact storyline and time block that we will use while recording each of these? Let's make sure we fully optimize to make it the best possible performing videos each time. All right. Well, guys, just like that, I believe that we finished with 1.5 minutes left. We got the improved titles, the improved channel architecture. We have the first few videos that we're going to record tomorrow. And I think overall, we've got a great game plan. I think a very good game plan. The final thing, might as well just do it while it's top of mind. The final piece we want to look at is how we can make content around talking head clips. So basically, if you could list out all the questions that we can ask along with associated titles that we can use to make the videos around and then slot into the different playlists, we can also build in a segment for Q&A or those types of areas as well as we're putting everything together. You know, we might have gotten a little greedy with this last one, but we wanted to put in this final prompt to really just put the icing on the cake, you know? We'll see if it finishes generating before the timer hits. Probably not. That's all I'm thinking. Let's see. All right. So as this finishes generating, I think we can actually wrap it up there. So guys, for those of you who tuned in, appreciate you sticking through all these different segments. If this was your first time on the channel, then welcome. On this channel, you get to see us building companies on the road to unicorn status live. So today, we did a lot of work on MyWorker AI. On this channel, you're going to get to see us build MyWorker as well as SaaS mining. MyWorker is great as sales software to help you grow and scale your business. And SaaS mining is going to let you become a Bitcoin miner even if you don't have expertise and power or connection to all of the big mining operators, manufacturers. Big news, we just launched our new facility out in Ethiopia. And so this is been a long time coming. We're very, very excited. And now you can mine with some of the cheapest power in the entire world, acquiring Bitcoin below the market price. And then finally, if you are subscribed, we appreciate you tuning in. Tomorrow, you're going to get to see us continuing to execute on our game plan, which we've laid the foundation for today. It's super exciting. There's a lot of big news, big things on the way. MyWorker's YouTube is about to be a marketing funnel converting, and you know that starts tomorrow as we all get together and record some content. So we're going to sign off there. Once again, thank you so much for sticking around. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and tune in again tomorrow. We're live every day.